He says that every time it snows, they put this sign up here because it is just a mess down this residential road. And that's what we've been checking out. When it comes to the main roads, those are pretty much okay as long as you know you're being safe, you're taking it slow. But when it comes to some of these, more residential areas, it gets a little more slick. You can see that there's still some snow over there when it comes to that power.
And check this out. This is what one of their logos, their shield, looks like. It says Commanders. They have the year they won the Super Bowl on there. And then these 3 stars. This represents a commander, a 3-star officer in the armed forces.
One thing that's really neat, this is not restored. It is just cleaned and preserved as it was. So you can see all of the burn marks from re-entry on this really neat ship that did make the trip in about 6 days round trip from Earth to the moon and back. Let's talk about what we're looking here as we take a look at the weather headlines.
I actually just stumbled across it. I found the garden, and I think this is how a lot of people get involved. They just see it and they're like, wow, that's really beautiful. I want to help out. The point of the program is to address food insecurity in DC and Foggy Bottom.
On Monday mornings, we harvest a bit of our produce and we bring it over to Miriam's kitchen.
We get the opportunity to try different things and be creative. We serve the chronically homeless in DC with a mission to end chronic homelessness for veterans and regular people experiencing chronic homelessness every day. The entryway starts with the meal, and the meals that we make are from fresh and whole ingredients by wonderful partners like the GW Road Garden.
I've learned that a lot of things are hit and miss. You don't always know how something's going to turn out, but then a lot of times you're pleasantly surprised.
It's very motivating, so it's not just like growing food just to grow it. We do know where it's going, and so there are direct ties to our community, which I think is good.
In my mind, the garden really exists to support the mission of Miriam's. Really everything that we do is for them.
For college students, I think you're kind of like a transplant in the community, so it's a good way to make sure that you're not coming into a space and just taking over. You're connecting more with outside community members in Foggy Bottom.
We'll see you then.
Every school day for nearly 50 years, Alexandria students have been greeted by the same blip of neon.
Good morning, thank you. All right, thank you.
Ms. Cora Reed.
A lot of them know your name before you even know theirs.
Good day. Here we go.
Thank you.
A walking traffic cone trying to slow down the morning rush.
Well, I've had people sometimes that want to disobey you when you're out there.
But Cora keeps coming back.
Cross, you just feel like it's something to get you out each day.
Very inspiring. She's consistent, she's steadfast. It's pretty great.
Now, parents and the Commonwealth pinning on a new badge.
Congratulations for being one of Virginia's most outstanding crossing guards. We really appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Having it recognized across the whole state as an outstanding crossing guard, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you for ensuring the safety of our students. Very exciting to be knowing that you're being appreciated so well.
Boy, is she.
Thank you, Miss Reed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't worry, though. This celebration isn't her swan song.
Good morning.
Ms. Cora Reed will be assuming the position at Gibbon and St. Asaph Streets.
As long as I can stand up and do it.
In Alexandria,
Cross, good morning.
Jess Arnold, WUSA 9.
Corporal George Gonzalez, may God grant you peace.
In the center courtyard of the Pentagon, honoring an officer who lost his life protecting those who protect the nation. Corporal George Gonzalez had served on the force since 2018, and he was an Army veteran who had deployed to Iraq. Fellow officers said he loved the Yankees, his country, and his family.
I'm reminded of the words inscribed in the National Law Enforcement Officers' Wall. It's not how these officers died that made them heroes. It's how they lived.
On August 3rd, a Georgia man stepped off a bus at the Pentagon Transit Center and attacked Gonzalez, fatally stabbing him after a struggle. The attacker then shot himself with Gonzalez's gun. Investigators tell us the man had mental health issues.
We know his valiant actions in the morning undoubtedly saved many innocent lives.
Gonzalez's mother and brother, an NYPD officer, came from his hometown in Brooklyn to see him awarded the Defense Medal for Freedom, the civilian equivalent of the Purple Heart for selfless courage and heroism.
Now we bid him goodbye with respect and love.
At the Pentagon, Katie Kairos, WUSA 9.
You did it. You were bringing a title back to your hometown in the DMV. How's it feel?
Really good. I didn't allow myself to think about it until we did it, and now I just can't believe it. And hopefully it sinks in over the next few minutes and a few days.
Unreal. First, want to shout out Andy. She totally deserves this and has represented our community so well and has been a leader to me to look to, and we're so happy to represent the DMV and bring it back.
I mean, honestly, I'm just in shock. What we've been through is insane. Nobody even knows the half of it behind the scenes, but this team's been amazing and we've never given up. So this is just a dream come true for me.
When did you notice like this was going to start working in your favor? Of course, you got that penalty kick.
Trinity started bringing it in the second half, and she played the ball in, I think, to create the penalty. And I think her energy changed the momentum that when we needed it, because that's how it goes, it's contagious.
To get that goal and be down in the beginning and just to get those goals and ultimately win was the most amazing feeling, and just having us all together like we've been throughout the whole season is more than I can ask for. Soccer, I think, is the biggest thing that helps us get away from all the drama behind the scenes. We let everything out on the field, and I think throughout the season, that's always stayed the same on the field.
So what's the party going to be like tonight?
I don't know. Hopefully just more friends and family time and reminiscing on what a crazy year it's been and have some fun.
Should there be a parade for the Washington Spirit?
Oh, hell yeah. Hopefully when we go back to DC, that would be a huge thing. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, a storybook ending. So I'm glad that we're f***ing champions.
We are in the middle of our 3-week Beethoven and American Masters Festival. This is a festival that had been planned and rescheduled a number of times due to COVID, but we're so happy to be launching it this month, a 3-week festival where we are pairing the great symphonies of Ludwig van Beethoven with works by great American master composers, unknown composers. And as part of this 3-week festival, we have been collaborating with the Kennedy Center's inaugural education artist in residence, the great children's author Mo Willems, who has created a series of 9 abstractions, one for each of the 9 Beethoven symphonies. He really took a long time to think about each of the pieces, what they meant to him, and to express it through his medium of artistic expression. Each of them speaks to the individual symphony so well. So if you listen to the music of Beethoven's 5th Symphony, for example, and see how Mo interpreted that on a blank canvas, it's really remarkable. Well, you know, the National Symphony, like everyone at the Kennedy Center and all performing arts, were really shut down for 1.5 years. There's no doubt that the Beethoven symphonies for any professional orchestra are the pinnacle of creation, and for the orchestra to be able to come together and start performing these works is something been a long time coming. It's a unique combination. Come check it out.
Embry Mill subdivision in Stafford was still on Sunday. Nearby, some families were seen taking their kids out to play. But on top of mind for many, like 10-year-old Anya Sharif, is staying safe after hearing about a near kidnapping just blocks away.
I have to walk safely, and I can't cross the street on parts that I shouldn't, and I have to walk where I'm supposed to because this can happen to anyone.
She and her older brother Mikhailu learned about the near kidnapping from their friend. As they head to the bus stop on Monday, they vow to be more alert.
It makes me feel that I should be more aware of my surroundings.
The Rouse Center nearby the subdivision is a place where kids and families hang out.
It don't make sense. Why are we still doing this?
Michael Daniels says his son has been afraid to leave the home, and they've been discussing safety measures.
It's frustrating because, I mean, we are in a new time where people should be able to trust that their kids can get to the bus stop and not get picked up.
Authorities say the 9-year-old who escaped the suspected kidnapper, Stephen Randall Williams, was able to break free from the car he was driving and ran all the way home. Lori Thompson has 2 children and doesn't want this situation to cause her children to live in fear.
I haven't addressed it specifically with them, and I don't think I'm going to actually tell them about it because I don't want it to scare them.
She's opting to continue to educate her kids on what to do if they find themselves in a similar situation.
Lord, honey bunny.
Meanwhile, Amanda Cox, a mother of 3, homeschools her children, but says they spend a lot of time outside playing, and it's why she's decided to have a reminding conversation about what they should do in the event they're in danger.
So we had to have a conversation about not being scared, but being proactive and just letting the kids know what to look out for.
In Stafford, Megan Rivers, WUSA 9.